Yeah, it's Bill Jones again with recapturefederalism.com. Recapturefederalism.com. Recapture Federalist Papers 51. It's I'm not going to be talking about Federalist 51 today, but that's the basis. It's a compound republic that we have within the framework of a confederacy. When I gave notice of treason to the 7 individuals, that was in there. It was all in there. 91 pages. 91 pages. Let me get the administrative stuff out of the way first, which is what I normally do. I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And when we talk about communism, we're talking foreign and domestic, too. And as I say, first took this oath, July 1965, when I joined the Navy. And mentioned Federalist 51's, the 3 branches of government is in the federal and in the state, all the states, individuals. And where does that come from? Well, that's Isaiah, verse 22. Lord, for the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king, and he is our savior. Yeah. Yep. Then a lot of times we read some other things. Not going to do that today. Not going to read Romans 13, which is the basis. Authority of God, government authority of God, good government authority of God. Maybe 1 or 2 sentences out of there. But I digress, which I do too much. But I digress. But let me go in here and read 2 things. If you've heard me before, I always read these. I might read them more than once even. There are besides eternal truth such as freedom, justice, and I always put in, or most of the time, put in liberty there, etc., that are common to all states of society. But communism abolishes eternal truth. It abolishes all religion, all morality, instead of constituting them on a new basis, and therefore acts in contradiction all past historical experience. Talk about historical experience of communism, which is, you go online and you can read all about the mass killings of communism. Yeah, because communist abolishes all eternal truth, abolishes all religion and all morality. Yeah, that's why the communists kill it. Take the guns and they kill people, enslave people, take all the private property. Yeah. Out there in Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, out west. There's guys out there talk about whether property, taking their property, which they are. And Stuart Rhodes talks about, Oath Keepers talked about, people east of the Mississippi don't understand. We understand all that, Mr. Rhodes. We understand all of it. Because they're coming for all our private property. The entire country, not just out there. But I'm talking about the Chicago Tribune. And that's, let me get the title today, Chicago Tribune Treason. Notice of Treason, Episode 9. Yeah, Episode 9 already. And you don't talk... I notice I don't see any headlines with the Bundy stuff out in Oregon, Nevada, and what have you. Why are you talking about that? Democratic centralism is stealing the property. Yeah. But I digress again. Finally, they labor everywhere for the union and agreement of democratic parties of all countries, as I'm reading, from page 34 of the Communist Manifesto. The communists disdain to conceal their views and aims. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions, that the ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. And in Chicago, May 4th, 1886, working men united then, didn't they? Killed 7 Chicago police officers. That's the start of the communist revolution insurrection. It's going on today. And I'm going to be talking about Tribune. But union and agreement of democratic parties of all countries. Union and agreement, we'll be talking about Tribune and the budget problems. And the budget problems have trouble because we owe so much money because we have unsecured loans from teachers' union and employee union, civil employee unions. Unfunded requirements. Also, that's forced loans. That's communism, page 49 in the Communist Manifesto. But I digress. Forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. That's against the law. That's treason. It's treason. Ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. Revolutionary movement. 1965 reactivated. The Tribune don't talk about that. They also, I'll get into it later. About the terrorism, street gang terrorism. Let me get you the paper. Yesterday's Tribune, the 17th of February. Yeah. And on the bottom of the first page, got a picture of Mr. Rauner. Mr. Rauner, by the way, he's one of the people I sent a notice to. Governor of Illinois. I'm from Illinois. I'm governor of Illinois. In compliance with misprision of treason. I sent notice of treason to John Roberts, Chief Justice of the United States, Paul Ryan, and Mitch McConnell, the Congress. Didn't have to send it to them in accordance to but I did because they're in charge of impeachment for treason. Probably won't hear from them back. But anyway, then we got FBI Director James Comey, Bruce Rauner, the governor of Illinois, and Rita B. Garman, Chief Justice, Illinois Supreme Court. Okay? Oh, and Leo Schmitz, the head of the Illinois State Police. Now, Comey and Schmitz, I didn't need to do them either, but I'm going to do them because I'm going to be contacting them sooner or later because I'm not going to let it rest. Okay? I'm not going to let it rest. Now, back to this article. But let me tell you a story about the Chicago Tribune in Vietnam. I've told the story before. Every time I talk about the Tribune, I talk about it. I learned how pro-communist they were when I was over in Vietnam. My mother sent me a subscription. They had a program, a nice program. You take care of the troops and take care of the troops as you're killing them. Yeah. I was over there in 69. Over there about a month or a month and a half, and I got the paper one day. Secret bombing of Vietnam. Secret bombing. Secret bombing of Vietnam. We're bombing every day. Secret bombing. There's not no secret. How can it be secret? 500,000-pound bombs? Boom. They go off. And what's secret about that? Oh, what they didn't say. They were pro-communist. Tribune was pro-communist, helping to kill my buddies. 58,000 of my brothers and sisters, Southeast Asia. What they didn't tell you is we were bombing Ho Chi Minh Trail, not in North Vietnam and not in South Vietnam, even though we hit some in South Vietnam, but we were bombing Operation Menu, Laos and Cambodia, because that's where the North Vietnamese were. They invaded those countries and used it as a pipeline, supply line, the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Yeah, and we didn't even bomb the origin. No, we just let their guys get killed. Anyway, I asked, I read the paper, and I went, had recovery, and the CO, Walt McCall, Commander Walt McCall, said, "Command, hey Skipper, we secret bombing. What is the story?" I read the Tribune, the secret bombing. I don't know what it's like. He had a look on his face, a puzzled look. Hello. He looked at me, he said, "Jonesy," he says, "we're conducting combat operations in Southeast Asia. No secret bombing." That's what I thought. But you know, the paper. The look on his face. Anyway, back to this article. Bruce Rauner, no budget but another speech. Right away. Why, no, we're going to be pro-commie here, pro-Democratic Party, pro-Democratic Socialist Progressive Party, all above, okay? Because that's all they do for the last, since the 60s, pro-communist. Governor's second plan comes amid Springfield gridlocks. They're enemies. Bruce Rauner is a Republican. And then you got Madigan, who's the head of the Democratic Party, who's a Communist Party. That's what I said when I filed my notice of treason. He's committing treason. I'll get into laws and that later on. But we got to give credit to the young gals here. By the way, young gals, so you know it, because I'm going to send it to you via Twitter, so you know it. You belong to the party press. Tribune is the party press. Pro-communist, democratic, progressive party, okay? Socialist, all the same. So it's party, media. This 1921, it was all press back. But you're still press, and you're still Communist Party press, okay? Young ladies, I don't know how old you are, but you're all young. Saw pictures of you on Twitter. Monique Garcia, Kim Geiger, Geiger, and Celeste Bott, Bott. And that's all I'm going to give you credit. And rather than go through the names, I just call you the three commie press girls for the Tribune. Also, and you read the article, back and forth, and they haven't had a budget because, I see John Cass. Turn the page here. Let the next president pick Scalia's successor. I don't know why. They keep him on there, and now we're balanced. Yeah, one commentator who's not a commie. And all the other commies, biased news reporting, treason. And you have free press. Yeah, you are free press. Well, maybe not free. You're unfree press. And your right to press. Well, yeah, right to press. I'll get into that. There's limitations to it. Treason laws, advocating to overthrow government. You do that, you're breaking the law. Now, you quoted a guy, Chris Mooney, director of the Institute of Government and Public Affairs at the University of Illinois. And he's quoted, the two sides are so entrenched, how are they going to walk it back? Said Chris Mooney, blah, blah, blah. They, quoting again, they are too far gone. Somehow they got to find a way. Both can declare victory and go home. He must be treason too. He must be a treasonist, a traitor. Because he's suggesting that they get together. Democratic Party is committing treason. Okay? They're, just like I read, Democratic parties of all country. Disdain, blah, blah, forcible overthrow of the government. All social conditions. Let the ruling class tremble. Well, they want Mr. Ronner to tremble. They want me to tremble, a veteran. Yeah, been discriminating against me since the 1960s, 66. Harvard, Boston. Now I come home, Vietnam, I was a baby killer. Yeah, shouldn't have called me a baby killer, that pissed me off. That's not all that pisses me off. You're writing this crap. You're involved in the enslavement of the American people. We the people. The outsiders. And you're the insiders with the Tribune Treason stuff. Yeah. And the rest of the press, all the same. All the same, trying to get exclusive. Yeah, why are you talking about me? Yeah, I filed a notice of treason. Why are you talking about me? Why don't you tell the people about me? Because if you have to tell people about treason, that means you're either gonna, if you don't tell them, you're treason, you're committing treason. And if you're supposed to tell them, if you're aware of it, you're supposed to tell them. But no. Lawyers and judges, none of them, they go to school with this stuff. They go to school, read the Constitution, treason. Article 3, Section 3, Constitution. And in every state, there's treason. And we'll get into that right now. We're going to get right into that. And I'm going to first, before I switch it off again and get another book, there's two books, two laws I want to quick talk about. Because you people at Tribune don't mention it, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it at all. The first is 720, which is a criminal code, 33G, Illinois Street Gang, Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act. Street gangs are corrupt organizations. So is the Democratic Party. And the Republican Party, too, the establishment. That's why Ronner don't want to mention treason either, because they're involved in it, too. But anyway, we're going to have to address that. We're going to address it. Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act, street gangs, and racketeer influence and corrupt organizations. The Democratic Party believes in forcible overthrow of the government. And that's a corrupt organization. That's illegal. Yeah. Corrupt communist criminal class. Okay, by chart. Okay. And then, I'm not going to get into it too deeply. Then we have liberal liabilities. Illinois Street Gang Terrorism Omnibus Prevention Act, 2012. Tribune don't talk about that. They don't enforce this. They haven't enforced the street gang. Street gangs have been around. And violently been around since 1965 when the Communist Party, Jesse Jackson in Chicago, Jesse Jackson, under communist obligation to do work, talks about community organizers, communist community organizers. Okay, it's in the Communist Guidelines of the Communist Party, 1921. President Obama wasn't he a community organizer also? Communist community organizer. Yeah. Don't talk about that, do you, Tribune? Don't talk about gangs. Talk about gun control. Yeah, it's because you're soldiers of the Communist Party. Yeah, soldiers of the Communist Party. And I'm going to get into that. Yeah, I got the other book out here. Illinois law is a federal law, treason, codified. 18 U.S.C. Chapter 115, 2381 through 2389, I think. But there's Illinois. I said, we're in Illinois. Well, it's Illinois. Then Rauner, and this is what I'm going to have when I'm going to go to the police. I want to enforce this law. Treason, Illinois, Code 720. ILCS 530/30-1, Section 31- Section 30-1. Treason. A person owing allegiance to the state commits treason when he or she knowingly levies war against the state and adheres to the enemies of the state, giving them aid and comfort. No person may be convicted of treason except on testimony of 2 witnesses to the same overt act, or his confession in open court. It's Class X felony. Just like the federal shall suffer death, Class X felony. Death penalty. Death penalty. Death penalty. Did I mention the death penalty? Then they have misprision, a treason, which I'm the only one, I'm a history maker. I'm the only one here in recent years that talking about treason of elected officials and newspapers. And so I'm the only one that's following misprision the treason, which is to notify the president, a federal judge, a governor, a state judge. I didn't do the president because he's committing treason himself. Now, then there's this one here. This is where the Tribune and the other press people are part of, and many of people doing this. But the press, specifically the party press, Commie Party press, Section 30-3 of 720 ILCS 5/30-3 Advocating the overthrow of government. A person who advocates or with knowledge of its contents knowingly publishes, sells, or distributes any document which advocates or with knowledge of its purpose knowingly becomes a member of any organization which advocates the overthrow or reformation of any existing form of government of the state by violence or unlawful means commits a Class 3 felony. Well, there's also misprision of felonies, which is you're supposed to notify somebody. It's not too much. The early days of this country, they tried doing that. But you probably get somebody convicted on that misprision of felonies, but you don't have to. We get you for advocating the overthrow of government because you're not saying there's another law. There's another law. Official misconduct. Official misconduct. Official misconduct. I don't think I got it right in this book. Official misconduct, Illinois. Does anybody? That's when you do something you're not supposed to do, or you're not doing something you're supposed to do, like honoring the Constitution. You don't write about that. The preamble of the Constitution, State of Illinois, and the feds ensure domestic tranquility. You got these gangs killing people. Hell, in San Bernardino, they only killed 14 people. You got people, hundreds every year, killed by gang-related. Well, you don't say they're treasonous. They're troops. They're combat organizations. They're combat organizations. Yeah. Well, I'm going to read that. I'm going to read some of that. I'm going to read number 8, combination of legal and illegal work. Communists admit that they're committing crimes. Illegal party. And that's what the Democratic Party is an illegal party. Committing crimes. Now, can't see it too well, but I got the highlighted words in here. Highlighted. Combat organization, enemy, street fighting, insurrection, revolutionary, combat footing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to quick read this. It's this entire section. Because you 3 young ladies are part of a combat organization, the Tribune. You are combat soldiers. You are committing crimes. Along with the rest of the media in Chicago. Line item 53, corresponding to, I'm reading, corresponding to different phases in the process of the revolution, changes in function can occur in the daily life of every Communist Party. Basically, however, there is no essential difference in the party structure, which a legal party on one hand and an illegal party on the other hand must strive for. Next paragraph. The party must be organized so at all times can adapt quickly to changes in the conditions of the struggle. Struggle, yeah. Struggle. Yeah, Bernie. Hillary, yeah. The Communist Party must develop itself into a combat organization capable on the one hand of avoiding open encounters with an enemy possessing overwhelming superior forces who has amassed all of its strength at one point, but on the other hand also capable of exploiting the enemy's unwiliness, striking him when and where he least expects the attack. It would be the gravest error for the party organization to prepare for expected only expect only insurrections and street fighting or other conditions of the most severe repression. Communists must carry out their preparatory revolutionary work in every situational, always being on combat footing, because it is often almost impossible to predict alternation between period of upheaval and the period of covenants. In every case, and even in cases such as a foresight is possible, it cannot generally be used to recognize the party because the change usually occurs in a very short time, indeed, but often quite suddenly. Now, I'm not going to, I'm going to go skip, it's all several paragraphs, all saying the same stuff, on and on and on. Then in 58 and 59, I'm going to read these. In revolution situations, often been observed that revolutionary central leadership proved incapable of performing its task. The proletariat can achieve splendid things in the revolution as it regards lesser organizational tasks in its headquarters. However, for the most part, disorder, bewilderment, and chaos reign. They had problems back then. They've got their shit together now, though, okay? Even the most elementary division of labor can be lacking. The intelligence department, in a particular, often so bad that it does more harm than good. There's no depending on communications. When clandestine mailing and transport, safe houses, and clandestine printing presses are needed, these are usually totally at the mercy of fortunate and unfortunate coincidence. The organized enemy's every provocation has the best at prospects for success. And they had some difficulty about it, but now they utilize propaganda and agitation so well. Clandestine stuff and secret stuff goes on, and yeah, they got the press. This is before the press was really solidly behind them. Now, you're out in the open, clandestine stuff. Nor can be, I'm back reading, nor can be otherwise unless the leading revolutionary party has organized special work for these purposes in advance. For example, observing and exposing political police requires special practice and apparatus for clandestine communications can function swiftly and reliably only through extended regular operation, etc. Every legal Communist Party needs some kind of secret preparations, no matter how minimal, in all areas of special revolutionary work. Political police. Political police. What is political police? That's the ordinary police. That's the Chicago police, the state police, the local police everywhere. That's the political police. They're the police for we the people. They're part of we the people. And it requires special practice and apparatus of clandestine communication. Every legal Communist Party needs some kind of secret preparations. So you got 20,000 names on a memorial of dead police officers. That's what they're talking about. Clandestine secret operations. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And if they fight the soldiers in the streets, the terrorist organizations, the street gangs, and the Corrupt Organization Act, yeah. What? We got to show them videos. Show them. The guy had a knife, but he got shot 16 times. Well, if you're a police officer, he's the enemy. He's got a knife. He's a soldier. Why would you otherwise have a knife? Clandestine. Clandestine. Oh yeah, he's a soldier. Clandestine soldier. For the most part, we can develop the necessary apparatus, even no, let me just go ahead and read 59. Because this talks about the final struggle. This is the last paragraph in this whole thing. The last paragraph. The communist organizer, Obama, Jackson, the other leadership in the Communist Party in the neighborhoods, and in the Democratic Party. Because they're treasonist, even Madigan and Cullerton, the Democrats, are community organizers. Yeah. Bobby Rush was a community organizer, still a community organizer, my congressman, by the way, and I'm just enfranchised. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I have a communist congressman. So, and all the Democrats are. Anyway, and that's why I sent to Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell. Get rid of them. Impeach them people. They're commies. Treasonist. 59. Let me just read this. Communist organizer regards every single party member and every revolutionary worker from the onset as he will be in his future historical role as soldier in our combat organization at the time of the revolution. And the revolution's been ongoing since 1886 in this country. Accordingly, he guides him in advance into that nucleus, that work which best corresponds to his future position and type of weapon. His work today must also be useful in itself, necessary for today's struggle, not merely a drill which the practical worker today does not understand. This same work, however, is also part training for the important demands of tomorrow's final struggle. And the struggle is waiting. They're trying to get rid of the guns. Trying to get rid of the guns. That's going to be the final straw. Yeah. You don't write about that, do you? You don't write about any of this stuff. A communist organizer, every revolutionary worker, future historical role as a soldier, the time of the revolution, today's struggle, not merely a drill, for the final struggle. Yeah, you young ladies, young commie reporters. You're messing with an old man who's been around a while, okay? Been taught by your pro-communist newspapers back in 1969. Mm-hmm. And I'm pissed off. I got 6 grandchildren. 6 grandchildren and grandkids. You're enslaving them. That pisses me off. Pisses me off. And with that, I'm done for today.